Okay, we're rolling. Welcome. Welcome. Oh shit, that bubbled up. Do you see how like full this is?
Don't complain. It's Pepsi.
No, it's just like. Hold on, 1 second. Okay. Welcome to Movie Goblins, where
back.
Spoilers are always on the table, and Jake Sully loves to scream into the void. He loves to scream in that movie, man.
Wait, who? Jake Sully?
Yeah, Jake Sully loves to scream.
No. I mean...
We'll get into it when we get into it, but...
That's Noah over there, by the way.
Yeah. I'm Noah Olmdick, and across the table from me is Ben Leeson.
The biggest David Zaslav hater in the world.
Yeah. So what's going on with that, man? You want to explain to everybody what's happening here?
There's a movie called Coyote vs. Acme, which is basically Looney Tunes character sues the Acme Corporation because all their product he buys is faulty and injures him.
Mm-hmm.
And
so Acme's the villain, or
yeah, Acme's like
it's a court drama where
Wile E. Coyote,
Wile E. Coyote sues Acme.
Yeah, he hires like a cheap ass. Like,
wait, you're not joking, right?
I'm not joking. That's the movie.
I was joking.
No, that's the movie. It's a court drama.
What?
So it's based on like a New Yorker article that was published as a parody of like, and then they were like, let's make a movie out of that. And I was
totally just doing that for like a bit.
No, it's a court drama.
So that's insane. So
because it was co-written by James Gunn and he produced it, and then John Cena played the CEO of Acme.
That's fucking hilarious.
And then of course, good old Warner Brothers said, "Nah, no, it's complete. Nah,
shelve it for a tax write-off.
Yeah,
or like
it cost $70 million to make, and they're getting $40 million out of it. So I think they made a good deal. Until now, they're gonna sell it because every filmmaker
it's
said
gonna be weird seeing like the Roadrunner released by something else. You know, like a Looney Tunes character that's specific, that's so tied with the studio of Warner. It's not like there's no ties though. It's like anything we bought. You know.
Yeah. So basically, once people heard about them, they shelved it. Mm-hmm. Everyone on the internet said, "No more." Mm-hmm. You did it with Batgirl. You did it with that Scoob.
No more.
No. And he also did it to some Scooby-Doo holiday special, where it's like, the moment something's complete, they immediately just say, okay, let's get money from it.
Yeah.
So not only did people say no, but every like filmmaker who had meetings with Warner Brothers said, all right, cancel our meetings. Because like, imagine this, Noah, okay, imagine this. Uh-huh. You make a movie for 3 years, it's done, you get a tattoo of the main character on your arm, they go, nah. Like literally it was done. Like after working on like what minor sets I've worked on just as a PA, or like all that hard work going down the drain would break my heart.
It would break you.
Yeah. So thank God that they're going to try and sell it to another studio. My prediction is Amazon.
Okay.
Because I think
because
they already bought like a Batman like audio drama or something, or like
audio drama.
Yeah. So or Hulu. Those are my guesses.
Okay. So like definitely like a key component in streaming will probably
absolutely
put up their platform. Yeah.
Because I don't know what Warner Brothers are doing. They're just being. I genuinely David Zaslav needs to get an anvil dropped on him. Like fucking guy.
He's like the villain in Back in Action.
He literally, except he's not entertaining. He's just annoying.
So we've been gone a while.
We're back,
and there's a reason we had a Halloween episode lined up, which we unfortunately had to shelve. Not even record.
Yeah, we didn't.
And you want to explain the reason for that, Ben? Because I feel like you're a bit more in the know than I am about this.
About the strike, or
about what was happening. Basically.
So basically, we were planning on making a bunch of episodes, of course, and then our good buddy Ryan
Patton,
said, "Hey guys, we should probably not talk about movies for a while, just in honor of the strike.
Just in honor of the strike. Not that would like exactly like we would get blacklisted or anything, but like
just out of respect.
Because we're out of respect. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it felt kind of weird.
Yeah.
So okay, and then we had a plan to we were going to talk about for Halloween. We were going to talk about like films that were in the public domain. That weren't owned by anybody.
And it just didn't feel right.
No, you know? we were busy.
We were busy too.
We were just like, eh. Mm-hmm. But now we're back.
Yeah. And
back in action.
We're back.
So we watched movies.
Yeah, we watched some movies. There was a little bit of a gap, but I feel like I can recall all three because we just watched the second one tonight. So like I can very clearly like talk about it. Yes. I feel like that'll be the clearest discussion. The other two will be like a sort of.
I can probably remind you of what happened.
Yeah, you can definitely do that, especially with Wizards. And I think I can recall a lot of Hedorah or Hedorah, whatever. The smog monster.
Yeah. So our first film was the 1977 masterpiece by Ralph Bakshi called Wizards.
So you're the Bakshi guy.
I am the Bakshi guy.
Where does this fall in the echelon of Bakshi's filmography?
I would say it's his second best. Okay. His first being Coonskin.
Okay.
It's easily his most famous work because it inspired. Well, first of all, it's a major inspiration for Adventure Time. Like I know.
Wizards. Okay, I was just like, whoa.
Like the idea of like it's a post-apocalyptic world with like magical creatures.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
So Pendleton Ward like definitely.
Apparently so.
Yeah. That checks. Yeah.
Yeah. Wizards is easily his most iconic. With Fritz the Cat.
Fritz the Cat
being his most.
You think you've said before that Wizards is more justified in its popularity.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Infamy, not infamy, but like cult status.
Yes, Fritz the Cat is not good.
It's like Deep Throat, but animated. Like in terms of its impact.
Wait, what?
The movie Deep Throat, right? It was like the most successful, like the most famous porn movie of all time.
No, I don't know. Wait. It's porn.
Yeah, no, it was a porn. Like they would play it in porn theaters, and it was like the most mainstream. It was in the theaters the longest. It was like the most mainstream thing ever. Well, relative to porn, you know. So people were like actually like taking like going on dates to. Apparently, people were like going on dates, Travis Bickle style, to see Deep Throat. I'm not
anyway,
joking.
Wizards.
It takes place within that realm of filmmaking as Fritz the Cat and Bakshi. It was in the 70s. So.
What was it animated?
No, it wasn't. But like Fritz the Cat has that same level of like influence in terms of pop culture and stuff relating to sex. And
I've never seen Deep Throat.
Neither have I. I'm sure you can find it on Pornhub somewhere. The rights holders would not be happy about that though. You can actually see Wes Craven film. Because Wes Craven directed porn for a little bit.
Anyway, Wizards. Wait. Like, what did it have Freddy in it? Like,
no. Before he came up with Freddy, it was in the 70s. It was post. I would like to say post Last House on the Left, pre The Hills Have Eyes, and it's called The Fireworks Woman, and he directed it under the pseudonym Abe Snake. I'm not shitting you either.
I believe you.
I think I think you can find it on Pornhub too.
I mean, I believe every word you're saying, and that's making it harder to believe. So the fact that I believe you makes it harder to believe.
But yes, Wizards.
Okay, let's stop talking about porn and get back to Wizards. Wizards is
if I had nickel for every time I said that. Let's stop talking about porn and get back to Wizards.
In Wizards, it takes place in the far millions of years in the future. Humanity, of course, have blown ourselves into hell, basically.
Yeah.
And humanity are now just mutants. But then fairies and elves return to the world, to the peaceful land of Montagar. However, two wizards are born, Avatar and Black Wolf. Guess who the villain is? Avatar takes over takes over Montagar, and Black Wolf goes back to the land of Scorch, a land of death, decay, and mutants. And now it's 3,000 years after that battle, and now Black Wolf has discovered Nazism. He's discovered Nazis, and he's inspiring his army of mutants to take over the world using Nazi propaganda films. So, Avatar, with the help of a big-breasted elf woman,
Eleanor,
Weehawk the elf, and Peace. A reprogrammed,
initially titled Necron 99. Yep.
Who is an assassin sent by Black Wolf, who is reprogrammed by Avatar to help them save the world. And that's the plot.
Yeah. It's a hero's journey.
Yeah. Noah, what did you think of Wizards?
I loved Wizards.
Yay! I'm so happy.
I feel like what the first thing we should talk about is just its amalgamation of animation styles. It's budgetary limitations ultimately being the things that make it great. And that's like that.
Yes.
It's the story of like my taste in film is like where like the flaws that are like baked into a film make it like that much more enjoyable.
Right.
And Wizards is one of them. It's like I can think of like Evil Dead at the top of the list there. Night of the Living Dead, Wizards.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah, it's just like in terms of something that you would watch on the New York strip of 42nd Street in that era,
right?
Where like maybe you just like got off of like your third screening of Star Wars and you want to see something else, you know, in '77,
right? Wizards.
Better catch Wizards before it's plucked out of theaters to make room for Star Wars, as you were saying, though. Yeah.
What's interesting about Wizards is this came at a time where Ralph Bakshi's career and reputation was going down the shitter. So Fritz the Cat made so much money, like. It was made for like $500,000 or $1 million, and it made like $90 million. Like
it was his critical triumph.
It was literally like
not critical, but like
no, it's critical
financial triumph.
The critics liked it, but it was like it's one of those like no one thought it would make any money kind of. And then he made Heavy Traffic, which also made a lot of money. Then he made Coonskin, and oh boy, was that controversial? As in people were smoke bombing theaters to get people to leave.
Was it like, I remember seeing the trail. I own this like Blu-ray trailer comp that has the trailer for that movie on there.
Yeah.
And I was always intrigued by it.
Yes.
Because out of all the movie trailers on there, it was the only one that was animated.
Yes.
And it was unlike anything I'd ever seen.
Yes.
I don't think it's like I've not even from Bakshi's catalog. That like it was just like I get it like the Fritz the Cat, the black citizens are crows, whatever. It's like,
but that's just blackface.
Yeah,
it literally
it does not give a fuck.
No, well, it
cares. It's a movie that cares, but like doesn't care who it's like. It does. It's about actually looking at the subtext of the movie and realizing that it's not racist. It's making fun of people who are racist.
Not so much that it's not. It's the first scene that's animated. You see Rabbit, like the three main characters talking to their parents' grave. Like, it's not exactly like it's a comedy, and there's funny moments, but it's so like the satire is more about how America sees race. Like the Italians are all gangsters. Yeah, the cops are all disgusting.
It's a caricature to point out the fact that people caricaturize.
But people misinterpreted it. In fact, like Klansmen were calling Ralph Bakshi and saying, "Great job."
Oh no.
Yeah, let's call the Jewish man and say, "Yeah, you're doing a great job.
Doing a great job. Keep it up."
Yeah, that's so.
I would have wanted to die if I had gotten that phone call about my if I like made a movie and the KKK was like praising it.
Yeah, and like I think Reverend Al Sharpton was like, I don't need to look at shit when I can smell. Basically, he never saw Coonskin, but he just immediately assumed it was racist by the poster. So Ralph Bakshi, when he made Wizards, was not in a great place in his career. Wizards was very low budget, as you can tell. But he's like, I need to make a family film. I need to make a film for all ages. I know, Wizards. Yeah, that's basically the genesis from what I understand. I mean, even if it's his family film, it's still violent. A lot of Nazism.
Yeah, a lot of
swastikas.
Yeah, swastikas, but they're used by the villains.
Yeah.
It's like not supporting it because the villain uses this like war propaganda, like the triumph of the will, right? That kind of footage.
Yeah, to like inspire
his army, his horde of mutants to annihilate the elves,
and also maybe hypnotize the elves in a way.
Yeah, I was a bit confused about that, but it's like it's neither.
He's a wizard, whatever.
I was always like,
don't think about it too hard.
What is it like? What effect is it having? They're so horrified by the imagery.
Yeah, just like they're like, they're cowardly little things. They're not going to attack us, and then
yeah, and I do like, because the story is told. It's a very funny movie. Mm-hmm. It's just like it was like, I'm getting old for this sort of thing. Avatar, because he's like 1,000 years old, right?
He's like 3,000 or
3,000. Excuse me.
Doesn't matter, but
he's old. And I like how each character is clearly defined.
Okay.
It's like Avatar is the reluctant hero, and his other like his one of his like, I guess, sidekicks.
Is it Weehawk or the girl?
I think Weehawk, yeah. Okay. It's like more of like the kind of mixture of sort of Frodo, sort of Aragorn type.
Weehawk is more brash. He's more just like gung ho on.
Yeah. He's more of like a Luke Skywalker, I guess, if you want to keep comparing it to Star Wars. And Eleanor is more like
the girl.
The girl.
She laughs. She giggles.
She serves somewhat of a purpose. She's funny.
Yeah, and then there's my favorite character, Peace.
Peace, yes.
Who I think is so underutilized.
Not good.
Yeah. I mean, so Peace is like the most iconic character.
Mm-hmm.
He's like on all the posters. He's like... And spoiler alert, he dies. Like, out of nowhere. Like, Eleanor gets possessed and kills him. Mm-hmm. And I remember I first watched this film, I was so upset. Because I thought, like, Peace was going to, like, shoot the villain in the face. Like, they were building up the idea that he was going back to help stop the bad guy. And then he just dies.
I was genuinely not expecting that kind of
betrayal. I know you weren't.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was genuinely, like, shocked.
It's a good twist. Because I wasn't expecting it, but...
They kind of like pull out the last minute though, where it's like I was under his influence.
Yeah, because Peace was sad, and she and the girl walked up and like put her hand on his shoulder just to, and then she the bad guy possessed her or something. But Peace was my favorite character in the whole film.
Was it purely on like mannerism or like design? I feel like it's purely on an aesthetic level, right?
Design, but also like because he's like. Because the first time, so just as they're about to leave for the quest, the Avatar is walking down the staircase with him, and he goes, if you hurt my friends, especially the Dame, I'll do terrible things. I'll make you cry for mercy in the first 5 minutes. He's like, no pain, peace want love, or whatever. Yeah, he's like, aw, because I don't know. I feel like they could have done more with this character.
Like there could have been a little bit of like a Peace spinoff.
Dude, I mean, Ralph Bakshi does own the rights to the characters.
Really? Yeah. Is he still alive?
Yes, Ralph Bakshi he's very much alive.
He's still kicking.
Yeah. So like he's tried to make a sequel, even in comic form, but it just never got off the ground. But yeah, Peace, like because Peace is like an assassin at the beginning. He's just shooting motherfuckers in the face. Yeah. And it's just like, oh, I guess he's dead now. Mm-hmm. Now let's talk about the villain. What do you think of the villain?
Oh no, he's got a cool design too. I like like the horned villain in the Black Cauldron. Mm-hmm. He's like him, but if you were in a better movie.
Yeah, and had a personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he has his hot wife who like, all right,
well, like, I must bear a human child who will,
bear me a son. He's like, could my son be mutant or man? He's like, mutant, the chart says, my lord. And he's just going to kill his son. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah. He's an evil bastard.
But when when he finally confronts his brother, he's like, brother, there's no need to fight. Let me conquer your world. It was almost like he didn't want to fight his brother.
Yeah.
But then, Avatar shot him in the fucking face.
Pulls out a fucking gun and...
I'm glad you changed your last name, you son of a bitch.
That was such a great moment. You remember, like, I was watching that. I was like, what? I said, like, I'm feeling like this movie, like, went from a 4 to a 4.5. And you're like, it's going to be a 5 soon.
Well, I was talking to you. I was like, by the way, this one has the greatest final battle in any film ever.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
It's like the Indiana Jones logic.
That's exactly
where
what
it's like, I have this gun, someone's going to kill you,
Yeah, but it's weird because the whole film, Avatar is saying, no guns, stop using guns. Mm-hmm. And then he just uses one. Mm-hmm. It was like, fuck it.
Fuck it.
I feel like that's a commentary on like peace can only get you so far. Like peaceful action. Like sometimes you gotta play dirty.
Yeah, Bakshi. I feel like Bakshi's film's attitudes more aligned with like the militant idea of radicalism, right? Yeah. So it's like the people who were bombing those, like who were throwing smoke bombs in those theaters, would probably have went in loving something like Wizards or or Fritz the Cat,
Well, Fritz the Cat actually makes fun of people like that.
Really?
So like the idea of Fritz is that he's a college student who
he's a fake kind he's like a fake guy. He like gets it to like pretty much get.
He causes mayhem, like he talks big, like fight the power, take down, and then as soon as stuff gets bad, he's like, "Oh, I'm scared," and he runs away. He
doesn't have to deal with
he just wants to get
consequences of it. Yeah,
he wants to get laid with the idea that he's like an intellectual writer and whatever. But
I guess I'm not speaking about things I know enough about. Do the Bakshi's films in the 70s all kind of have the same viewpoint, perhaps, or no? Do they have different attitudes?
I would say his first three are pretty similar in tone. Wizards was supposed to be something different.
Okay.
Like Wizards is...
It's more like high adventure.
Yeah, fantasy with some more ugly commentary.
Like more like kind of like, oh, I get that. Yeah,
like there's no scene of like a slow-mo shot of someone getting shot in the head.
Yeah.
or like in Coonskin, like there's no overly weird imagery like in Coonskin. It's fairly normal, especially for Bakshi.
Yeah.
And after Wizards, he did The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, he did Lord of the Rings, which I'm curious about. I'm not sure if I'll love it the way I did Wizards.
John Hurt plays Aragorn.
Shit, why are we watching it right now?
Yeah, but I just love Wizards. I love it.
I do too. I'm glad you introduced me to it.
Yeah, I'm glad you liked it because I don't know if Noah's gonna like this at all. He's either gonna love me or stab me.
I need this movie to be released as part of a Ralph Bakshi Criterion release. A box set.
Do you know how fast I'd buy that?
That I can put next to my Melvin Van Peebles box set when I get this. Melvin Van Peebles. He directed Sweet Sweetback's Badass Song and The Watermelon Man.
Oh, I think Coonskin would work. Know who I found out likes Coonskin?
Who?
Spike Lee.
That makes sense.
I thought he wouldn't like it. I don't know why. It seems like it doesn't seem like. I mean, I don't know Spike. Hey, hi Spike Lee. But I don't know.
I know two things. He hates John Ford, and he hates John Wayne
and Tarantino.
I think he's more just impartial to Tarantino.
Okay.
I think he hates Django Unchained in particular.
I thought he would because like. Ralph Bakshi is white.
Yeah.
And if he's, I don't know.
He's of a sect of people who have been oppressed throughout.
Yeah.
Throughout certain eras of society.
And also with Ralph Bakshi, like he grew up like on the streets.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't a suburb kid. He was
kind of like an animated, equivalent to Martin Scorsese a little bit.
He was friends with him.
Oh shit! Really? That checks.
Well, so after Fritz the Cat, Ralph Bakshi had a feeling that his producer was like taking his money. So he called some of his friends, Spielberg, Francis Ford Coppola, Scorsese, all the little directors, and it's like talked to him about how to deal with producers, and then that led to a whole other thing with Heavy Traffic. But
because this is something I wouldn't be able to deal with as like an artist, dealing with like the business side of things.
No,
because I would be too nice and I get stepped on.
Oh yeah, well Ralph Bakshi is he's quite the character. He got into a beef with Don Bluth. You know Don Bluth?
Yeah, I know Don Bluth. Yeah,
because like he was like, you're just doing Disney again. Like you're not, because Ralph Bakshi at the time, like the studios were going under because of TV. It's like, why are we fighting the same? Get the same things? All like, why are we just remaking the same stuff? Why don't we try something different? But he has a big lisp. That's why I'm talking like.
Oh, Don Bluth or Bakshi?
Bakshi. He talks like this. Hence, yeah. I just love I want to meet him someday. I hope.
Yeah. Was it just like he just did not like the Disneyfication of animation that Don Bluth was partaking in, or it's like
well, Don Bluth. So I don't know if you know Don Bluth.
I know of his movies, yeah.
So the early 80s, Don Bluth was like being brought up in the Disney studio as like the new leader. But then he just left and took like half the animators with him.
Oh.
So like, the people who remained were stuck. What do we do? So like,
make the Black Cauldron.
I think he worked on the Black Cauldron.
Really? Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
But the Black Cauldron was a mess.
It's a mess of a movie. It has its moments, but it's overall
that was one of those like the animators wanted to make it more like a Ralph Bakshi film.
Yeah.
Like, more dark and like.
You can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, but then they're like, no, we gotta add the pig.
It felt like staggeringly short.
It felt like, which is weird because it's several books crammed into one movie.
Yeah.
So
like an hour and a half, even less, I think, probably. And
then of course, we can talk about that another time.
We'll talk about it another time. Yeah.
But yeah, Wizards is awesome. We're a little. How do you describe Wizards?
It is
drugs.
Yeah, heavy metal. Like it's like not heavy metal, but like stoner. Like I said, like it's a stoner rock album. I said of Mandy, it's a stoner rock album come to life. I was wrong. Wizards is the stoner rock album come to life.
Bet your ass.
I love this. Like the I absolutely love the rotoscoping.
Oh yes.
Even though it was a necessity because they didn't have any money.
Well, they tried to get money from the guy who owned Fox, but he didn't like animation.
He didn't like cartoons. They're for babies.
Yeah, I don't. I don't know why you fund a movie but don't finish it.
Yeah.
But sounds like a studio that's happening right now, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a strength. It becomes a strength, even though initially it's like, oh, we had to do this.
It's very jarring at first.
It's cool. I love it.
Oh, I know. I love it. It's just like jarring. Like, whoa, wait, what?
It's like sometimes it's like a Frank Zappa music video, you know?
Yeah. What are your thoughts on like the still images? So for a lot of the times, like to get from place to place, it cuts to like almost like storybook illustrations.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. It feels like a storybook. It makes sense. They worked with their low budget to make the corner cutting make sense within the realm of the story they're telling. That's cool. I like that. Yeah. I really like that. Yeah.
But that's like a big complaint with people.
Really?
Like,
it makes sense. It's just like it's like you're cracking up like a book from the library that everybody forgot. You know.
Oh, excuse me. No, but it's just one of those like, why are we watching still images? Why aren't things moving? I want to clap.
Because the animators have tendinitis.
Yeah, it was more just we didn't have money.
Yeah, I'm sure they would have animated more if they had the time.
Although it does have one of my favorite jokes in any film ever.
Which one?
They killed Fritz. Oh God, they killed Fritz.
They killed Fritz.
And he's like, what?
I'm okay.
I'm alright. I'm okay. Yeah. Oh, screwing up my chance to get medals. Always get in my way. He accidentally shoots him. He's like,
oh my God,
killed Fritz.
They killed Fritz. It's those little moments of just like, I love the voice acting too because it's so earnest, you know? It's like it's not like proper voice acting, you know?
No.
It's more free form, and I like that.
One thing I love about watching films with Noah is I always try to pick films I can try and get like a reaction out of him. Because a lot of the times you don't react much to films at all. Like sometimes even movies like earlier in the semester we watched Everything Everywhere All at Once, and like I was kind of peeking at you, and you're just watching it. It's like, damn, I don't know if he likes this, and then you loved it.
Yeah.
So when I find a movie you go, oh my God, it's like, yes.
I do have a tendency to internalize my reactions. I'm thinking it, but
there's a great scene early on where like Peace, when he's still a villain, he shoots the president. He's just like on the he's just in the room and no one notices. He's like, you really think we do? Yeah. And he went, oh my God. And I realized that so I look closely at the frame of him. He's zapped by Hedorah.
Yeah.
I saw Peace is about to shoot himself.
Really?
He has a gun to his head.
Wow.
Because I did my mission. It's time to die.
Oh, like the self-destruct thing.
But then it was Avatar who stopped him with that spell.
Okay. And for the rest of the movie, the wolf, until they see him again, the
bad guys think he's
Black
dead.
Wolf thinks he's self-destructed, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we also talk about Mark Hamill?
Yeah, of course.
His
his first role.
He's a major character. He plays Sean the Mountain Fairy Prince.
His name is Sean.
Yeah, that's the character's name.
That's so funny. And he fucking dies, right? How did he die again?
He gets shot.
Oh God.
But so they think it's Peace, but it's not. It's like the two other assassins he worked with. Mm-hmm. And he gets shot. Mm-hmm. And that's it.
It's like Luke Skywalker.
He even kind of looks like Luke Skywalker.
He has like the look of Mark Hamill. Yeah.
Yeah, and he gets shot.
In Bakshi form, you know.
Yeah, and he dies.
And he just fucking eats it.
Yeah, that's what I like about Ralph Bakshi's fantasy films. Like, there's a great scene involving like a church, and these two soldiers go in. It's like, what should we do with the prisoners? And like, I'm sorry, we had to talk to you about this. Shut up, you.
Shut up, you.
And it goes on, and like, they just kill the prisoners at the end. He's like, all right, time for plan B. And outside you hear gunshots, and they shoot all
it's the
and then they just
Holocaust by firing squad, basically.
Yeah, and then they just blow up the church with all the artifacts. But there's a line I love where this kid's talking to his mother, and he goes, how come we're not winning the war? And the mom goes like, because they have guns and all we have is love.
Oh, really? I missed that line, I guess.
Yeah.
Or I forgot about it.
Yeah, and I love the song that the girl character sings.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, the music's great in this movie.
Yeah, and the guy who composed music, he wanted to try and get an Oscar for that song, but Fox was like, we don't care.
We don't give a fuck.
We don't care. Fuck your movie. Even though it made us money, we don't care. Studios never change, do they?
And this was made, well, not made, but it was released around the time of Star Wars.
It came out, I think, a month before Star Wars.
Okay.
It was doing very well. And then when Star Wars came out, they went, we need more theaters for Star Wars. Get that shit out of here.
And nothing's changed.
I want to see a world where Wizards was the popular one.
And then that's like an alter, or where Tron became a big thing, so Disney didn't even need Star Wars. They probably would have bought it anyway.
I don't know.
We have it all.
Oh man, can you imagine if like Tron 3, a proper Tron 3 came out?
I love how it's like within Disney's legal right to have the possibility of a Star Wars Marvel crossover.
I don't think they wouldn't.
They would never do that, but like
even that would be going.
They
too
have
far.
the ability. The fact that they had the power to do that, you know,
I mean,
is strange.
Marvel's published Star Wars comics before.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like
just like Spider-Man meeting
Spider-Man meeting Darth Vader, you know. They would they wouldn't stoop that low.
No, not yet.
Maybe give it like 100 years or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe get 50. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Wizards was a Fox movie, but they don't own the characters in Wizards. Ralph Bakshi, because Ralph Bakshi had the same deal as George Lucas had, which is like I own the characters kind of a thing. The only difference is that George Lucas that was a good idea for
because
him.
He made toys out of them.
Yeah, and Ralph Bakshi just wanted to keep his characters. We never got because the sequel of Wizards was going to be following the marriage of Avatar and Eleanor.
Oh yeah,
and how they yeah. And I was like, I don't really want to see that.
No.
Yeah,
I want
a peace prequel. That's what I want. I want a Necron 99.
Call it Necron 99.
Yeah, because they say in the film that Necron 99 he's like controlled by the artifact. So like there is something underneath it. So like, he's being tortured. I just want more peace in Necron 99.
He's a very striking character design.
He's the best part of this movie. Yeah. He's so awesome. And
I feel like he's the embodiment of the aesthetic of Wizards.
Yes.
That kind of mixture of science fiction and fantasy.
And like
like instead of Star Wars, like not unlike Star Wars because it has like a dark edge to it, you know.
Yeah, but it's also cute.
Yeah, it has moments of cuteness. Yeah.
But even like Peace is kind of cute, especially after he's like, "Go around, where fairies bad, go around."
If you had like kids, at what age would you allow them to watch this?
I would. No, I'd say if I were to watch Wizards, I'd say 7 or 8.
Okay, that's fair.
Because like by then I would have shown them at least like
a few, like
Schindler's List by then.
Okay.
I think they could handle it. No, I'd say 8 or 9 is a pretty decent age to, especially if I'm watching it with them.
I'm not gonna you're not gonna plop them in front of the TV and watch.
No, here you go, kid.
Yeah.
Like, despite Ralph Bakshi's best efforts, this is not a film just for kids. This is a family film. This is a film to watch with your parents so they can explain what
the Nazis are.
Yeah. There's a good introduction to Nazis.
It's a good introduction to who the Nazis were.
They're demons.
Or are present tense, unfortunately.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now I'm sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wizards is just one of those magical films I found. Because I've always seen the picture of Peace on the cover. Like, that looks neat.
Yeah.
And I watched it, I was like, my life changed forever.
Uh-huh.
So, I would say check it out.
Uh-huh.
Would you say check it out?
Oh, hell yeah.
What did you rate Wizards?
Same as you, 4.5.
4.5, baby.
Classic.
It's a masterpiece that you should check out. Also, email Criterion. We got to get a Ralph Bakshi collection. Let's do it.
We'll show them Bakshi fans mean business.
Okay, I'm going to list off the Bakshi films I think deserve to be in the Criterion.
Okay.
Collection of Bakshi.
Okay.
Fritz the Cat, Heavy Traffic, Coonskin, Wizards, American Pop.
Was that 80s?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Hey Good Looking, and Fire and Ice, even though I don't like Fire and Ice. And
I would say just like those first four.
First Heavy Traffic, Fritz Cat, Heavy Traffic, Coonskin, Wizards.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good
collection.
American Pop is pretty good. That's like a full rotoscoped, like...
Oh, okay. Maybe...
It follows like four, like, members of the same family of, like, musicians, where it's like...
Gotcha.
It's actually...
What year was it, do you know?
80, early 80s.
81?
81, 82.
Okay.
So check out Wizards, check out Ralph Bakshi. I think he deserves more love.
It's a good... Wizards is a good primer for the work of Bakshi, because it's got me invested. It's got me hooked, you know?
Yeah, I got to show you... Also... Actually, no, I'm not gonna... should I say it? People are known to, like, just publish his full films on YouTube.
Oh, really?
That they was like... Heavy Traffic... MOV.
That happens.
Yeah, because, like, I don't think there's any real, like, Blu-rays, like, modern releases of any of these films. It's like...
Maybe Lord of the Rings? Maybe?
I think that the last time that was released was maybe during the Hobbit films. Like, I
feel like that was, like, might have been, like, a special feature as part of, like, the trilogy.
Yeah, but I think they deserve more.
Yeah, they deserve more. They deserve the spotlight shining on them.
The last time Coonskin was on Blu-ray was, like, 2009.
Oh, it was on Blu-ray though, right?
Yeah, it was, but now
it goes for like high prices because it's high print.
Yeah, so we need Criterion to stop making Blu-rays of modern films like a bunch of hacks and get some good films. I'm just joking with you, Criterion. I love you for the most part.
Gonna be stocking up on not stocking up. Probably gonna be getting at least between like 3 and 4 Criterion releases this November. Nice. Well, this month, excuse me.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna get...
You're gonna get the one and only...
Pinocchio.
Doesn't it not come... Like, I don't think it comes out until after the sale. It's because December, right?
At least it's just one.
Okay, yeah, it's just one. Yeah. You can buy it off Amazon, and that's already half off.
Yeah. So that's Wizards. Check it out.
Okay. Next movie that we watched tonight
is James Cameron's 2009 magnum opus, Avatar.
Now, this was your pick.
Yes.
I'm not insinuating anything with that. I'm not being like this was Ben's idea. No, but
you're saying it like I don't like this movie.
No. Okay, so Wizards was your pick.
Yes.
And so was Avatar.
Yes.
And the logic was that just like I like the whole thing because the main character in Wizards is named Avatar.
And this is called Avatar.
Yeah, you like both. So
I mean, that wasn't I just like the idea of these films being connected because they're both kind of about war and environmentalism and humans being shitty.
Yeah, I feel like that's the theme of this.
Yeah.
I want because I changed my pickup.
You changed it 3 times.
Really?
Because it was the one with the Planet of the Apes.
Uh-huh.
That's always about humans.
Conquest.
Conquest. Yeah, Conquest, and then it was the Terminator. Because James Cameron.
And then Hedorah.
Yeah.
So,
but I think Hedorah was the right call.
Yeah, it was because that was my first time watching it, and We'll get to Hedorah.
Yeah, let's get to Avatar.
So I have extensive notes.
Jesus, you were barely even watching the film. You were just taking notes.
I was being a true journalist.
Let me explain the plot of Avatar.
Okay,
in case you don't know it.
Yeah.
All three of you. Mm-hmm. There's a moon by a planet named Pandora, and there's a mineral called unobtainium. Let that sit for a moment. And there's a native people called the Na'vi. And they don't like it when you burn their shit down to get rocks. So they create the Avatar program. And avatars are host bodies that are created from the DNA of the human hosts and the Na'vi. So they're basically like Na'vi with an extra finger to try and communicate. And there's a scientist named Tom who died, who has an identical twin brother who's sent, because he can pilot the Avatar made for his brother. And he goes there, and he's seduced by a very nice general man, who's not the bad guy at all, to get info on the Na'vi. He becomes one with the tribe. He falls in love with the princess of the tribe. Well, not princess, but like the tribe leader's daughter. Falls in love with her. He oh shit, we're the bad guys, and then he saves the day. Basically, that's the quick rundown I get. Did I miss anything?
No, you didn't really miss much.
Yeah, so that's the movie, and I love this movie. And Noah,
no, we'll get to that. So
right. I want to read. I want to hear your notes.
My first note is just like it's a little cheeky thing I came up with initially when watching. Okay,
right.
James Cameron's Avatar remains the highest grossing film of all time, and that tracks because it's not very good.
Wow.
Now, we both have a history of this movie. We both saw it when it came out. Yes. I believe I saw it in 3D. Did you see it in 3D? It doesn't I don't know if how much it would give or take from the experience, because I was like 9 at the time, I believe, or like 8.
I think you were 8 because I'm a year older than you.
Okay. Because my birthday is in the summer, so I'm not sure. 8 or 9.
Doesn't matter.
8 going on 9, or yeah, and it was like the movie everybody was talking about that summer. Yeah. You know, it was in theaters for so goddamn long.
Oh yeah.
You could I believe if it came out in like June or something, or May, you could see in like July. You know. Yeah. I believe so.
I mean, it was re-released.
Yeah, it was released
because the extended version on my birthday.
Oh, in theaters?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh yeah, I remember I saw it with my mom and my friend Parker.
Wow.
Parker was on the show. I saw it with Parker.
Hell yeah.
And oh man, I love this movie too much to hate it. Even with all its flaws, I just love it. And I feel bad for liking it.
Why do you feel bad?
Because I'm an asshole, Noah. Don't you know anything?
Oh, you don't have to feel bad for
anyone who disagrees with Noah on anything is a bad person.
I disagree with that.
See, now I'm a bad person too. See, so that checks out.
So I think the first time I saw this was like maybe second week it was out. This is coming from me, an 8 to 9 year old who doesn't know anything about studios, doesn't know about filmmaking, box office numbers, just knows this is a big movie coming out. You know, everybody's talking about it. Yeah. So you gotta go see it. It's like Titanic for our generation. You know,
but better.
Our era's Titanic. You know.
Yeah.
And I saw it with, I believe, my dad and or my grandpa.
Aw.
And I walked out of the theater after, when the credits rolled, just, confused. Okay. Because I was just like, something's wrong here. And it was my first... this movie was an integral part of my movie-going experience for the next decade, because I knew I was reasonably capable of not liking every movie I see, you know? Because before that point, it was like, you're a dumb kid. It's like, oh, you know... I didn't know at the time. I didn't know at the time. I thought I liked it. I did not like it in hindsight.
Okay.
Where I'm like, I should like this, but there's no other option. You know, it's like, oh, it's a big movie. It's a movie. Okay. It's a magical movie. You know.
Movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't know who James Cameron was. I didn't know that I'd already seen bits and pieces of his, I believe, of his first big movie. You know, The Terminator, on VHS. And it was just such an important moment in my life where I found out I could have a dissenting opinion about a piece of art. Much, not so much a piece of art that everybody else enjoys, but rather just a piece of art in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're just like, I am capable of not liking something that somebody put a lot of work into that I'm not aware of, you know? But just like this big thing, you know, on the big screen, we're going to the theater, you know? Because before then it was like Finding Nemo, I don't know, Tommy Boy. I don't know what movies I saw when I was like 7 or 8, but like Cars, a lot of Pixar, you know? And maybe a few stuff, a little bit like Christmas Vacation or something like that, you know, something like my parents. Oh, the Goonies. You know, that scared the shit out of me when I was a kid because of Sloth. But I love Sloth now.
Right.
Yeah. He was scary until he wasn't.
Right.
And yeah, no, it's just like one of those examples. This is my main goal of this discussion is to have this civil, calm conversation, well, positively charged conversation about a movie that you love and that I despise.
You despise it?
I think so. I kind of do.
Wow.
And I think I just want to go over my notes about it just because
Okay. Wait. Are you curious on why I like it?
I feel like I can guess why, but I might be wrong.
Okay.
Let's hear about what you had to say about it first. Yeah.
So I had the opposite effect.
Okay.
This is like in my top 3 films that inspired me to want to make movies. This, Ed Wood, and
Cinemaster 200. That was me. That was mine.
Well, I'm talking like feature films.
Yeah.
I think the other one was like the first Spider-Man.
Okay, that's
Sam Raimi.
Okay, yeah.
I just remember being in awe, like, and I don't know. I think you know this about me, Noah, but I am a bitch for a romance subplot. This is like, oh, I love it. No, don't take out your notes. No.
No, I'm just getting ready. I'm not refuting it. I'm not refuting your feelings about this. Yeah, because you have a right to your feelings. I'm just like,
yeah,
I was just bringing my phone.
It's one. I don't know.
You want me to say one good thing about it? A few good things. Want me to say a few good things about it? Okay. It's paced very well.
Okay.
I like the pacing because it does not feel like a 2 hour and 40-minute movie. It does not.
No.
It goes along at like a very nice pace that an action movie should. The CGI for the most part is amazing. It's really good.
For being what?
2009? Yeah, 2009.
Over 10 years old.
Yeah, over 10 years old. There are some moments where like the Sigourney Weaver avatar, there's a little bit of there's like a good amount of uncanny valley with that, but
But I kind of like that though. I'm sick of that.
Where it's like a flawed, like I don't know if they like put so much effort into like this whole Avatar program. I think they'd get like the bodies right, you know.
Yeah, but I like it when CGI doesn't look perfect. I'm tired of like, oh, it's so realistic. You can, like lick their sweat off their skin. It's like, no, to me it's almost like I prefer older Pixar films to newer Pixar films.
Yeah, so do I. I feel like everybody should.
Well, not just in terms of like the animation. I mean.
Yeah, no.
Where it's like I can tell this was made by a person. It's almost like practical effects. Like I can tell this was made with love by a person, not just like, all right, time to flip the switch of it looks good enough.
What Stan Winston once said in like a documentary about the making of the CGI effects of T2 was if you set a computer and it's like the computer does nothing. It's a tool. It's like a paintbrush. Yeah. You have to be the skilled artist to be able to utilize that tool to make it look. That's why the T-1000 effects in Terminator 2 look so amazing, even decades later.
Yeah.
But putting like that stuff aside, I feel like the pinnacle of CGI in the era that Avatar was the tail end of was Dead Man's Chest.
Yes.
That was, I feel like, the peak of live action.
Davy Jones.
Davy Jones is amazingly designed in CGI.
No, it's funny so about much detail. His actual skin texture. It's a styrofoam cup. It was that they had coffee. I was like, that kind of looks like a squid skin. You can use that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but.
And also, just going back to your Pixar thing, I saw my mom was watching Toy Story because she'll have like fits of like Toy Story marathons.
Oh, I love it.
Disney
you have the coolest mom.
Yeah,
Mom's awesome.
She's cool. Love you, mom.
Aw, hi.
No, but I was like seeing like the opening of Toy Story 2, and I was just like, this looks great. This looks fantastic. Like I think Toy Story 2, not in terms of like detail or any of that stuff, it just looks more appealing than Toy Story 3 in my opinion.
Sorry, it's a can. I just.
It's a bottle. Yeah. It's a bottle, Ben.
Oh, I just realized. Yeah, sorry.
No problem. But yeah, it just looks. I feel like Toy Story 2 is just the best, not in terms of detail, but in terms of just simple design, is the best looking Toy Story movie.
Yeah.
I feel like if I were to watch that movie all the way through, I'd probably give it 4.5.
That's how I feel about Avatar 2.
Okay.
Where it's like the CGI is amazing, but it's just the ocean. Like Avatar, like the locations in the first Avatar. Oh, like watching this film, I was getting goosebumps. I'm not gonna lie. Beautiful. Like I love forests that glow.
Yeah. Oh. There's some pretty cool visuals.
Yeah.
There's some, in my opinion, like 10% of the time, like not in terms of like, oh, the special effects are bad. I'm just saying like it doesn't look very interesting to me. It's just like doesn't look. If the main attraction of what people are going for this movie is not a complex plot, and they're going like purely for visuals, like a la like Mandy,
Right.
It better fucking floor me, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I mean, I was pretty floored myself. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, it just didn't do it. It just the visuals just like felt drab most of the time for me. I don't know.
Okay.
Just a few notes. I was saying the pace. Do you have anything like? What was some other like? How it impacted you?
I had a huge crush on Neytiri.
Yeah.
Zoe Saldana.
Zoe Saldana is the best part about this movie. That's another thing I said. I like about the movie is Zoe Saldana.
I love the main relationship between the two leads. I think they're very cute together. Because I'm a bitch. I'm trying to think what else. I like music. Aside from the end credits song. I don't know.
Yeah, that was terrible. That was like some My Heart Will Go On shit.
Except bad. I like Sigourney Weaver's character, just a chain smoking broad who don't give a fuck. Where it's like, I like her first interaction with Jake. It's like, I need your brother. Well, he's dead. I'm sorry, that's an inconvenience.
I like how they're like, in the opening of the movie, they're like, I'm sorry, your brother's dead. Would you like to take his place in the
That's a corporation, man. They got
as they're cremating his body.
Oh yeah, like, well, so the idea is that they already started making the Avatar, so it's
I know, but like maybe like after he sees like.
I think the idea is that there was no time. They got to get going. Also, evil corporation, whatever. One thing I will say, this film is about as subtle as an atom bomb.
Yeah,
which I'm fine with.
Okay, that's it's like. Yeah, I'm not saying it has to be like. It just has to have something, And
I think it does, but whatever.
One of my other notes: for a movie that's over 2.5 hours long, it does not take its time to build character relations back up in the second half. I think the Na'vi are too quick to forgive Jake. Like it's just like there's no time taken to be like.
Well, it's like he rode in on God.
I guess so. I guess they needed to like wrap the movie up for the climax. They needed to like build up the climax super fast. But like, I never thought I'd say this, but like, take another like 20 minutes maybe to just be like have some like. And also when they get court-martialed, when they get court-martialed, next scene they're out of there. It's just like
that was the lady. What's her name? The mother of Neytiri, like the shaman lady.
Yeah.
Who, I mean.
No, I mean like when they get out of the base. when they're like all in the cell together.
Oh,
and she like brings food.
Yeah.
Like, who's actress again? She was in all the Fast and Furious movies. Something Rodriguez.
Gina?
No.
I mean, quickly.
Let me look that up.
Now I'm curious. Michelle Rodriguez.
Michelle Rodriguez. She's like
Trudy.
Her plan. Like, why was she the one bringing them food?
First of all, there was two people. It was her and the other scientist guy who wasn't in the cell with them. That's the guy with the beard. You talked about how like I could. Yeah, never mind. But I mean, what else? What other plan do they have? Like, we got to get out of here.
Yeah, but like, it's like how? Like, why? Like, how? Where'd she get that? Like, why is she? Why that guy suspecting? She was the one who bailed on like the mission.
I
right?
assume that's why she thought he would bring her food because she was being punished for abandoning the mission.
I guess, but like,
I don't know.
Wouldn't she get court-martialed too for disobeying orders? Like
I don't know.
Okay. I can forgive some of that stuff, but
But you won't.
I do. No, I can forgive some of that stuff because it's just like, okay, that's this
movie like magic.
Movie, yeah. It needs to get the movie needs to get going. I know, but like there needs to be like some more quiet moments, and not so much of the grand. Oh my God! Look at how beautiful Hedorah is, or like okay. So there are moments in the movie that are like really, really cool, like when like the arrow scene.
I agree.
Like the stuff between the Tiri and Jake.
Yeah,
that stuff's pretty cool.
Okay.
Every time we cut back to the human shit, it brings it down so. I was like, oh, let's make it. Initially, I'm not giving this movie a favorable rating, obviously, but like I was like every time the Tiri and Jake were on screen, I was like, oh, I'll give this a 2. Yeah. I'll be nicer to it. And then the human stuff happens. I was like, 1.5.
I think that's why you'd like the sequel because there's no human stuff.
Okay,
that literally sounds. I mean, at the end of the film, Jake gives up his human body to become.
Yeah.
So there's no human Jake at all. There's no, aside from like some minor human, like there's no humans.
Yeah.
So I think you would like to see. I like the first one better because it's not as much of a John Hughes movie, but yeah, okay, I can agree with that for the most part.
My next note is.
It's gonna be a long episode. You me has so many goddamn notes.
It's a mega episode. It operates like a movie. Yeah, it's like it feels like a movie. There's it feels like it has every scene has emphasis on feels like a movie. Every scene has purpose. I don't feel like there's like that scene could have been cut,
Okay.
Like every scene has like some sort of purpose. Every scene
are these positives or negatives?
These are positive.
Okay.
Every scene propels the story forward.
Right.
I appreciate that.
Right.
I did not feel the runtime.
Right.
It felt like 2 hours when it was 2 hours and 40.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Right.
So much so that I typed down. The movie did not feel long, which I'm thankful for.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so. This
is like even more brutal than usual when you don't like a film I like because like you have a whole like novel. I just did not want to lose any of these thoughts, Okay.
Because I just wanted like a well thought out criticism of Avatar, Because I did not want to be like this movie's stupid, I just did not want to be that guy who just like shits on things that people enjoy without like. I don't want to shit on things with or without a reasonable logical explanation. I just want to be like, you can enjoy it. It's like, everybody's allowed to enjoy this. Who does? I just don't.
I just feel guilty for making you watch it.
I don't know. I don't feel like my time was wasted.
Okay, good.
I learned that Avatar is
okay. Get on with your notes.
Is definitely a movie I do not enjoy or like.
Okay, get on with your notes.
Okay. It operates like a movie. But I don't see a movie when I look at Avatar. I see a theme park attraction at Universal Studios posing as one.
Okay.
Like, it's like the Vista. Remember that, like, the Terminator?
Oh, boy.
Remember, like, the Terminator thing where it's like they had, like, the 3D attraction thing before it got shut down?
No.
Well, they had, like, they brought, like, Edward Furlong and Linda Hamilton and Schwarzenegger for, like, scenes where, like, they propel themselves, they time travel into the future where Skynett's taken over and they're like... where they're fighting the T-800s that have like taken over the world, you know?
Yeah.
It felt like that type of storytelling. It feels like an expansion of a movie with a better core concept of what it's trying to do.
There's a quote I read online, or it wasn't even not a quote, but it was like a tweet or something where it's like, James Cameron is too good of a... What was it? James Cameron is too good of a director to be working with such a bad writer as James Cameron.
Yeah.
Because
he's good. There's some cool it's an exciting cool. There's some pretty cool things.
So I got a question for you. Would you say that this probably would have been better? So James Cameron wrote it.
Yeah.
Would you say it would have been better if he had more of like a story credit? Like, hey, one of my friends who has Oscar-winning writers I'm friends with, can you write this for me?
Get somebody more talented than James Cameron to write it.
Sorry, James Cameron.
In the writing process, because from what he's proven with this movie, he's a shit writer.
That's why Avatar 2 has like 4 writers.
Uh-huh. That's probably why I think I'd like it more. There's no way of knowing until I see it, but
yeah,
because he's a great director.
Yes,
he's great like making exciting, thrilling blockbuster movies that you can think about a little bit, you know.
Yeah,
but you don't have to lose yourself in the subtext, you know.
Yeah,
you're enjoying the T-1000 chasing after John Connor in the Terminator.
Yeah.
On like a motorbike. You know, that's exciting. That's cool. He knows how to do action and that kind of like visual drama. You know, He knows how to do that. And I see a little bit, like, because it's undeniably a James Cameron movie, not just in the shit writing, but in just the way he...
When you said that this is James Cameron, I thought that was a compliment.
Well, no, I'm talking about like Stephen Lang's character, the main villain, where he's like, he's just like, oorah, you know?
Yeah.
He's just like, it's the military asshole leader, you know?
Yeah.
I almost kind of enjoyed that because he felt so much like a mid-'80s James Cameron gung-ho, overconfident member of the Space Marines in Colonial Marines in Aliens.
Okay.
Like Vasquez is like, I just need to know one thing: where they are. You know. Okay. He's like in Hudson. Imagine if like Bill Paxton was in this. Actually, that'd be pretty cool.
Okay.
I'm just saying because he's a Cameron regular. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
Just a total sidebar, but. Yeah. Yeah, coming on to the next thing I said. Seeing James Cameron's writing and attempts to make for compelling storytelling is adorable.
I don't know what to say to any of this.
It's like you can.
This is like a firing squad for me. It's like
I know. It's like no. I'm just like
point number 99. Fuck you. Point number.
I'm not trying to be mean about this.
No, it's funny.
Okay.
It's almost like I feel bad, because like I've never taken this much notes on any of our... I don't think I've ever taken notes on our films in general.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like I just need to like gather my thoughts, because it's a 2 hour and 40-minute movie. You know, I'm glad I wrote down notes. I'll probably do that more often because it feels like more, not fluid, because obviously, but we stay on topic more. Yeah. There's like stuff that like is fresh in our minds is on the screen. That just works for me, you know. Here's the last note I'll include.
Then I can talk.
Yeah, no. I know. I'm like you are like you can refute this.
No, it's your show. I'm waiting for all of your points.
Okay. So here's my last point.
But I liked it. So
the movie's trying to say something about colonization,
right,
and white man's burden, right, and corporate greed, and the war on terror,
right,
and spirituality,
right,
and man's relationship with nature,
go on,
and the deep connections we can grow with the people we love.
Of course.
But saying it in the most infantile ways I can possibly fathom a movie is capable of.
How do I liked it.
No, yeah, I don't. No, it's like I don't. Like, I'm not saying you're stupid for liking it.
No, it's one of those like. How do I just like? It's. How do I explain why I like the music?
No. Yeah. I like one music cue. That was when the tree gets blown up. Sean just starts crying.
Wow. The hardcore notes make it harder to rebuttal, especially when you're not wrong.
No, it's like
everything
it's
you
just my
said.
Opinion.
What you said was objectively correct.
I'm just trying to convey how I honestly feel about the movie.
Yes.
I legitimately was just like, I am kind of dreading this a little bit because I'm like, it's a 2 hour and 40-minute movie that I'm possibly not going to like, you know. No, it wasn't like a big deal. I was just like, oh god, like I got some coffee, me, like I'll stay awake for it, you know.
Okay.
And it held my attention.
Mm-hmm.
But I just like felt myself sometimes staring like at the screen, being like, I don't like these are not.
You don't care.
I don't. Yeah. I didn't care.
Okay.
And I feel like that's the main difference between your experience and my experience was like you cared and I didn't. That's the fundamental difference between like I'm not saying either way is wrong. Wrong or right. I'm just like saying that's the dichotomy of our experience with Avatar from the very beginning, from the very first time I saw it in theaters. You know.
Yeah.
I was emotionally disconnected from it, and you resonate with it. You know.
Yes. I don't know where to go from here. Well, So everything you've said is correct.
I'm not going to say that.
No. I'm saying I agree with what you've said so far.
Okay.
Like James Cameron's writing is not very good, objectively. It's very childish in the way it's trying to say its themes. Everything you've said is pretty much. The point is, but I like it anyway. I'm
not trying to say this. Like, yeah, good. That's a good thing. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
If there's
part of me feels guilty for making you watch it.
Why?
I don't know.
I did not have a bad time watching it. I was just like, it's like it's like a thing where it's I don't regret watching it with you.
I feel like on our show, there's more times where I make you watch a film you don't like than you've made me watch a film that I don't like. Cause like Dick Figures, a movie for one, like because I like to get weird with my picks at times, but for this one I was like, I'm genuinely curious. I don't know what Noah thinks about this film at all.
I was coming to expecting to maybe give it like a top 3 tops.
That's what I said. I was like, that was my prediction.
3 tops, you know.
Yeah.
And I found myself just like, just liking it less and less as like
it went on.
Yeah. Just felt so. I just wanted more, you know. It just felt like. People have made like the comparisons to Dances with Wolves, so I won't do that, you know. But it's just like
Dances with Wolves, Pocahontas,
Ferngully. Yeah, Ferngully. I forgot about that one.
Yeah,
but
there's no Robin Williams bat in this one.
I just don't. It's the skeleton of a story, and the marrow is sucked out. You know.
Ew.
I'm just like, that's just my honest reaction to it. Like, no, it's like I don't want this to be like you're not supposed to enjoy this movie, you know, or anybody else who like, you know. That's what I'm saying. That's not supposed to be.
Okay.
No, I'm saying.
I know. That's the thing. This is one of those films where like, I think all of your criticisms are correct. I just like it.
Yeah, no,
I can't put my I think it's mostly the romance that I like. That's the part I really.
Yeah, like, there's some sweet stuff where it's like she's holding Jake's human body.
Yeah, it's like I see you.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Her pet name is My Jake.
My Jake.
It's usually when there's a romance, I just focus on the romance part. The sequel, I guess, it's better, but I prefer the original because they got more writers and it's not as much as, you know, it has more stakes. It's got a scene that genuinely made me cry. I do think Zoe Saldana in the sequel is crazy. Like she's fucking unstoppable. And like looking back, like I don't blame my 9-year-old self for having a huge crush on Neytiri. I don't know. I just like it a lot. That's my review. I don't know how to
give I feel like people already know, like, I already gave away what I gave it, but I was just, like, comparing it to other movies that I know of that I gave, like, 2 stars, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The 2 movies that I can think of that I gave in 2 stars are Halloween Kills, that come to mind, you know? Okay. Halloween Kills and the Super Mario Brothers movie. Why I think I rated this movie half star lower than those 2 was Halloween Kills, as terrible as it is. You know what you're. It's like you know what you're getting. You know what you're getting. You know.
Michael Myers kills
There's
people.
Michael Myers killing stuff. It's like that's kind of fun. Whatever. You know.
It's a
like,
grindhouse movie.
It's a grindhouse movie. Yeah.
It's trash.
And that's also trying to say something, but fails miserably at it.
At least it tried.
It's like mob mentality. You know.
That could have been.
It could have been something, but like
it's nothing.
It fell flat on its face.
Right.
And Mario Brothers, it's also like it's a come on, it's Illumination. You just kind of it's something I was not.
You're not a huge Mario fan, though.
Well, I feel like even if I were, like, I'd still just like as a movie buff would just be like.
Would you say the Sonic movies are better than the Mario?
Yes, they are.
Whoa.
Yeah. By not a substantial, but a healthy margin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think I gave Sonic 2 a 3.
I think I gave the Mario Brothers movie a 3.
Okay.
I think I liked it more than you. I think I saw seeds of greatness that they could sprout from.
Oh no, yeah, I was talking about Sonic 2. I gave Sonic 1 a 2.5. I got Sonic 2
a 3.
A 3. Yep, a 3. And I gave Mario Brothers initially a 2.5, and then I lowered it to a 2 because in hindsight, because I was just like
hindsight 2020.
Yeah, and I just
okay. So, but why did you give Avatar lower than those 2?
Just because I felt like there was just nothing to latch on to.
Excuse me.
Okay. I just could not latch on to anything.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So go check it out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's
or
like it's like the Moonraker. You ever listen to the Video Archives podcast with Quentin Tarantino and Roger Avery?
I've listened to some of it with you.
You ever see the Moonrakers? Yeah, we listened to their
Rodan.
Yeah.
With, I have not seen the Moonrakers.
Yeah, there's a segment where they talk about the very divisive James Bond movie. I believe Quentin hated it and Roger loved it.
So it's okay. So
this is our Moonraker.
Okay, I've never heard of Moonraker though.
Yeah, it's James Bond in space.
Oh,
before they sent Hellraiser to space, before they sent Jason to space, before they sent Leprechaun to space, they sent James Bond to space, which actually makes the most sense.
Yeah, more than Leprechaun.
Yeah, more than Leprechaun. Yeah.
But I mean, Avatar. Check out Avatar. I'm sure you already saw it by now.
Yeah, I'm sure you already saw it. Along with the other 300 million people that have seen it.
Yeah. Would you say it's a good thing that someone's original IP was so successful?
That's one saving. That's like I thought about that. And I was thinking it is a cool thing.
It's a passion project.
It's a passion project that is not tied to any pre-existing property.
Nope.
That made a wallop at the box office.
It made the wallop.
Yeah, it made the wallop
with a capital T.
I love how it's like James Cameron is just like sitting on like a throne of money with Titanic and Avatar 2.
Yeah, like. For the sequel, he said like they kept giving him notes. He just threw the notes away.
That's actually kind of boring.
And then of course Avatar 2 came out.
It was like studio notes.
Yeah. Because this was like Disney Fox.
He's like fuck you, I'm James Cameron.
Yeah, and then he proved him wrong. Like I'm gonna make you all billions, and then he did with the sequel. And now he's making
3 more.
3 more. Yep. So we'll see. Maybe Noah will like those.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's see if I like the Way of Water.
I think you will like it more than the first.
Okay.
I think you may even cry. You may even cry.
We'll see. Well, only Tim will tell.
Only Tim. Tim? Who's Tim?
No, it's just a joke. It's just a YouTube joke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just take out the E. Only Tim will tell.
Okay.
And it's just a picture of Tim Allen from Home Improvement. All right, moving on to our third feature, which is my
third
pick.
and final.
Godzilla versus Hedorah.
The Schmag Monster.
Yeah, a.k.a. Godzilla versus the Schmag Monster.
A.k.a. Godzilla versus LSD.
Pollution. So basically, Godzilla versus the Schmag Monster was at a very odd time in Godzilla's pantheon of films.
Wait, really?
Yeah. The argument is like the whole thing is like, oh, what type of drugs were they taking? But it was definitely
that's an actual question I have.
Well, it was that kind of hippie, acid trip type of era of filmmaking. Yeah. And I was just reading about this in Cinema Speculation, which is the first book I've read for fun in a long time. It's really good. About like the free love type era,
Yeah.
And of the early 70s and onward until like the mid 70s. And yeah, just like it's indicative of that. It was definitely the most emblematic of the time it was made since probably the original.
Okay.
I would say. Because even though 60s... Well, I mean, it's like every single one of them was like... Well, Godzilla vs... Every Horror of the Deep was like a Bond feature. It had like Bond elements of it. And Monster Zero and Destroy All Monsters was space exploration.
Right.
And Godzilla vs. Hedorah was of the ilk of drop acid and... and
wear fish masks,
save the trees and save the earth,
right,
peace, man,
So would you like to explain the plot?
Yes.
The best you can.
I will try, because you explain both the plots of Wizard and Avatar. I'll give my best shot at Hedorah.
Would you like me to explain the plot of Hedorah?
Please do.
All right,
let's see if I can try, but
okay, go ahead.
It's kind of late at night. My brain's a little bit fried, but let's try it. Let's go for it.
Do your best.
Coffee's wearing off. So basically, a tadpole-like life form has formed from the pollution of the Earth's waste in the ocean.
Right.
So like a scientist and his son and his family and everything, like they learn about it, they study it, they learn that the tadpoles are like combining. There's more of them. The tadpoles are combining into like a bigger organism, which they name Hedorah.
Right.
And eventually grows to a massive kaiju size and wreaks havoc and does probably the most visual, physical, visceral damage to human beings that we've seen probably since the original, but in a very different way. In that
he shits on people.
Yeah, he shits on them. It's literally it's like runny shit,
Yeah.
He splatters everywhere. He splatters it everywhere, and it like reduces people to like you see when Godzilla's in the movie, right? This movie called Godzilla vs. Hedorah has Godzilla in it, guys. But in the middle of all this, like as in the middle of like Hedorah attacking the city's ocean side, is Godzilla. He shows up. The triumphant music, which I actually kind of like. It's actually, I like the pacing of the kaiju fight scenes, because certain movies like Destroy All Monsters and Monster Zero, as much as I love those, they have this pacing issue where the monsters kind of show up for like the last half of the movie, and the rest of it is like, I can forgive it for like
Talking.
Monster Zero. Yeah, for Monster Zero, because I was genuinely like, this was actually good, cheesy, engaging fun, with the beings from Planet X, but not as much with Destroy All Monsters. But it was just I just found, but I was mentioning before, it just like there's even pacing of Godzilla fighting this creature, that initially had the unique characteristic of evolving throughout the movie's runtime, and eventually they Godzilla fights it a few times, gets covered in shit himself. It's covered in just dumps ass all over him, and while this is happening, the human characters are trying to figure out a way to stop Hedorah. Because at this point in Godzilla's history, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
And the kid, the scientist's son, has like a psychic connection to Godzilla that's never explained.
Why would it be?
Why would it be? And they figure out a way to basically microwave Hedorah. I don't know, some way that only affects Hedorah and not Godzilla, because he's caught in the beam and doesn't hurt him any. And so they defeat Hedorah, but not before. Godzilla propels himself using his atomic breath to catch up with Hedorah.
Yeah.
That's revived itself.
Yeah.
After being shot with the microwaves initially, brings him back to the microwave basically.
And just does it
and
again.
does it again, but this time
Godzilla just rips him apart.
And they incinerate the remaining things, the remaining parts of Hedorah to make sure he never comes back. He never did until Final Wars, but
for a second.
For a second, yeah. Yeah, he's impaled with what? Like
Hedorah.
Hedorah, okay.
I believe.
The 2D list. I love Hedorah. It's probably the toy I'm going to get next time at G-Fest.
Nice. That's a good one.
Right next to my Mechagodzilla.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's just like... And Godzilla walks into the sunset, walks into the ocean as Save the Earth plays.
Yes.
Which is this movie's theme.
It's bad.
It's not good, but I like it. I enjoyed this movie quite a bit, more than I thought I would, because it was just so different from all the other Godzilla movies I'd seen up until that point, post 54, you know? It was just a breath of fresh air. Even though a lot of things did not work about it, I enjoyed playing the things that actually hit. Right. Like the way Hedorah, like I was mentioning before, Hedorah, you see the bodies left over, you know? The people just halfway submerged in like this just grimy sludge shit, you know? And there's like the way that people were like, the way it kind of like a little bit like the blob, it kind of seeps its way into buildings and attacks people and reduces them to skeletons with the rays that when is in its flying form. I guess Hedorah is just a great original type of it's a really unique monster for Godzilla to fight. It kind of the attitude of the movie itself, right? The style in which it was made is so psychedelic 70s stuff that I can't help but love its endearing factors.
Okay.
Because I love like the animation scenes. Yeah. It just distinguishes like the skeleton montage.
Definitely them trying something new.
Yeah, definitely trying something new. And I love the row of televisions, you know, like the montage of televisions.
Yeah.
That felt like something out of felt like something on Network. Yeah. Yeah. And I loved that. I was just like, oh my god, this is something new, something different. I love this. Obviously, not everything works.
Hedorah's a space monster, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. I forgot that because they don't make a big deal out of that at all. It's interesting dichotomy, right? A monster birthed from, radiation.
Right. Oh yeah.
Is atomic energy. You know, the monster of the bomb.
Right.
Is fighting a monster of another hubris of humanity, which is pollution.
Yes.
And the wastes that are dumped in, into our oceans or into our forests, you know, that has pretty much and that's just made a little bit more moot by the fact that it's just it's a microorganism that came from space and combined with our pollution and became Hedorah. You know?
Yeah.
It's like it should have just been like a product of pollution.
What this film should have been is Mothra versus Hedorah.
Yeah.
This is a Mothra movie.
Yeah.
Godzilla doesn't fit at all.
Mothra is a much more environmentally aware type of monster.
Like, if you watch Mothra vs. Godzilla, that's the plot of the movie.
Yeah.
It's like, you guys blew up our island and now we can't live on it. Why would we help you?
Yeah.
That's the plot of it.
The biggest problem about this Godzilla movie is that it shouldn't be a Godzilla movie. Yeah. Exactly.
It should be it feels like a Mothra movie.
But part of that tacked on vibe is kind of like, I don't know, I just feel like, I don't know, it's kind of good to see Godzilla fight a giant sludge monster sometimes. I don't know how it would work with Mothra, but
I would agree with you if the fights were good.
Yeah, I like the sluggishness of it. I guess I'm a bitch for the Showa series, for the most part.
And I
need to refresh. Well, now that you brought the movies back, we can have I can get like a little bit of a refresher on the Heisei series.
Next time I'm back home, I'll grab my 3-film copy of the Rebirth of Mothra trilogy.
Okay.
You can check out and despise for yourself.
Okay.
But so Hedorah for me, it's very much
Yeah.
That as a Godzilla fan, I'm not wearing a Godzilla shirt.
Yeah, you're looking down like
I thought
like
98% of the time, if you find me, I'm wearing a Godzilla shirt. Except today, I'm wearing a Pulp Fiction.
You're the Godzilla guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I am. I'm not a huge Showa guy.
Okay.
It's just not. Well, at least later, like the goofy stuff, I like it. I like the monsters, but actually sitting down and watching one of these full films is like, yeah. Especially Hedorah, because again, it would have been better as a Mothra film.
Yeah.
Because like Mothra can actually fly.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to randomly shoot atomic fly backwards like a Looney Tunes sketch.
As much as I love the dumb fun of having Godzilla be the mascot of environmental awareness, it would have genuinely benefited the film's quality to have it be Mothra. Yeah.
Godzilla is not awareness. He's the consequence.
Okay.
Like radiation pollution caused Godzilla.
Hedorah, right?
No, I'm talking about Godzilla. Godzilla is the byproduct of our pollution. Like he should be our consequence. Like him destroying us is him saying, "This is what humanity has done. Now nature's back to kick your ass."
That's what I'm talking about, though. It's a paradoxical.
But with Mothra, it's the opposite. Yeah. Mothra is it's you can be better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're yin and yang.
It's kind of like a much more. It's a variation of King Kong of sorts, a little bit with Mothra, because she comes from an island,
right?
Worshipped. People worship her,
But the thing with Mothra is objectively more intelligent. Like Mothra
more
cares.
Intelligent.
King Kong is just
an animal. Yeah.
Yeah. Mothra is a god.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
An immortal god.
There's actual fantasy behind. There's like actual spiritualism and fantasy having to do with the character of Mothra with the fairies. There's something otherworldly going on.
Yeah.
With like it's like
fairies,
2-inch tall people.
Who can sing and summon a giant bug.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's not my main That's fine. Godzilla is more marquee value than Mothra.
It's like, that's the main reason.
But I'm trying to. My favorite stuff in this film was the stuff that didn't involve the monsters. Excuse me. Like the network stuff, or the animation, the weird ass just. There's a scene on the roller coaster where it's just like.
Yeah. Where it's like it's a freeze frame and it zooms in on Godzilla, like a silhouette of Godzilla. He's like, I saw Godzilla.
It's like, is he against the sun? Why is he just like a black
outline?
Yeah,
it's like, what was the point of that scene?
Yeah,
but
in terms of
that there,
the monster fights were just kind of like, okay,
yeah,
I get it. Can we? Yep. It's not my least favorite Godzilla film. I'll say that.
What would be your least favorite?
Megalon, I think.
Okay.
That was just a slog. It's like, oh my god.
I think I agree with you.
Was there any stock footage in this film? I didn't notice any.
I think there maybe a little bit, but definitely not that much.
Not to the degree of...
That's the degree of Megalon. Yeah, no.
Yeah, that was nothing but stock footage.
I feel like I agree with you about Godzilla vs. Megalon being the worst Godzilla movie I've seen.
It's not your least ranked on your list, though.
I think a version of... The American cut of... Godzilla Raids Again is my
Gigantus
the Fire Monsters, but as like an original untampered.
Even
Godzilla
Jet Jaguar
movie,
couldn't save that movie.
Not even Jet Jaguar could save that movie.
And he tried.
It's unfortunate that was the Godzilla movie that was one of the few in the 70s that was released theatrically in the United States as Megalon.
Because people thought it was public domain.
Yeah.
That's a whole...
No, it was that was like the VHS run.
Oh.
But like it was released like theatrically prominently in like 78, I think.
Yeah, that's
in the US. Yeah.
Unfortunate. But yeah, with Hedorah, I like Hedorah. I think they're a cool design. Neat. I don't think I've ever seen a ship monster before.
Yeah.
Yeah, Showa era is weird for me.
It is, yeah.
Yeah,
I love it. It's my favorite. I admit that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you haven't seen all the movies yet.
Well, I think I have. I think I've seen all 15 of them.
No, well, I mean, like Heisei and Millennium.
I've seen a good number of Heisei, and those are genuinely like good movies.
Yeah, and then
Millennium. I have a soft spot for Showa.
And then the one in 2000 that was just bizarre. Like
that was like it has its hits and misses.
Yeah, I mean, but Hedorah, it was. I don't have too much to say about it. Like, it was good.
Yeah,
it was a fine film. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I enjoyed the shit aspect of it.
Yeah,
I enjoyed just the novelty of watching someone shitting on Godzilla in the face. Like the weird Two-Face dad.
Yeah, he looks like We mentioned he looks like Two-Face because he got exposed to the small monsters stuff. Yeah,
I like the fact that the main character's brother probably died and they never mentioned that.
Oh, really? I don't remember that.
Well, during the whole we're having a bonfire in Mount Fuji.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that whole scene. I like how they throw the torches at Hedorah.
Oh yeah,
and they just must have incredible throwing strength. They were just able to throw that yards and yards
right into Hedorah's eyes.
Right into his knees.
Yeah. And then Hedorah shoots shit at them and they get covered in shit.
Yeah.
And we've established that when that happens they usually die.
Yeah.
And it cuts away and we never see the brother again.
Uh-huh.
So I guess he's just dead.
Most definitely implies that he's dead, yeah.
Yeah, which is...
They just don't bring it up properly. Yeah, in the story.
Yeah. But I'm trying to think what else happened in it. There's the shit stuff. There's the network stuff.
I think...
The music. Oh, God.
Yeah. Oh, the fish mask scene where he's just he gets drunk and sees everybody in fish masks.
Was he drunk or high or both?
I probably both.
Probably both.
But I feel like
the music.
My expectations about these movies is I don't go into most of these, with the exception of putting the original aside, which is an amazing movie, you know.
Yes.
And putting aside Mothra versus Godzilla, which is in my opinion, one of the best. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, the second best Godzilla movie, right behind the original. Just going to these movies knowing that they're not in the Showa era, going to these movies not knowing that it's not going to be the utmost of filmmaking quality. Just enjoying what each movie individually has to offer, and seeing which one you like. You know. Mm-hmm. And that, for me, what clicked for me was with Hedorah, you know? Right. And I kind of had a Godzilla binge a little bit over the weekend. Yeah. After watching Hedorah with you, we took a break from watching movies.
Because you went home.
Yeah, because I went home. And I watched 3 others. I watched... Shin Godzilla, which was fucking amazing.
You bet your ass. I was upset you didn't watch it with me.
Without saying too much... We need to cover that in the podcast.
Sometime in the future. Mm-hmm.
And
Final Wars,
which was enjoyable in its own way.
Yes.
Just that movie, man.
That movie is a movie.
Also, maybe a possibility.
I'm fine.
Maybe.
With whatever.
I think most likely we're going to cover Shin Godzilla.
We're going to cover Godzilla in some way more in the future. And
then the movie we're definitely not covering, All Monsters Attack.
I don't know. We might have to cover
Gabra.
Yeah, I understand which one it is.
Oh, sorry.
What, you think I don't know?
You know the alternate titles of Godzilla's Revenge?
What do you think I am? Some sort of
plebe?
Some sort of douche? One film I want to cover is the Godzilla. This is my first stutter. Wow, amazing. Godzilla King of the Monsters.
I'm actually looking for it. We can go through the Heisei ones that you have.
No, I would not recommend the Mothra one.
Okay, so we'll watch the first 3. And then we'll watch King of the Monsters.
Yeah, and then I have to check back home because I think I have another double bill Heisei one.
Okay.
I think maybe.
Is it Mechagodzilla 2 and Space Godzilla?
I think so.
Okay, I have that one too.
Yeah, I'll have to, but...
Which one is paired with Desatoya? I don't think it's even a Heisei.
I think Godzilla 2000.
Oh, I think Godzilla 2000 was its own release on its own.
Oh, really?
Not a double bill.
Oh.
Not a double pack. I think Godzilla vs. Megaguirus was paired with Desatoya for some reason. I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
I need to rewatch Desatoya. I need to rewatch a lot of the 90s Godzilla movies.
Well, the Heisei series, yeah. I mean, the one Godzilla vs. Ghidorah is just the Terminator.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's I talked about this. We'll talk... That might be one we cover.
We should just do a Godzilla episode.
Just go to Godzilla. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. we'll talk about it in the future.
We'll talk about it in the future, yeah.
But so Hedorah, it's weird to say it's an average Showa film because it's fucking weird.
Yeah.
But it feels more like a music video. Mm. I did not like the music of this film. It feels wrong not to have the Godzilla march.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum. Instead, it's the. Even I'm gonna punch the composer in the face. You don't get rid of perfection. All right.
I feel like it worked for this movie in particular.
Why? Because it's bad.
Maybe.
No, it's. I get it. It's a goofy.
Yeah, it's more goofy, campier, you know.
Yeah, but that's. I guess I prefer my Godzilla to be just darker.
Yeah, so do I. But
even when he's a quote unquote hero, that's why I like Heisei.
Like more like an anti-hero.
Like Godzilla is not like.
He's not a good guy. Yeah.
Like so, there's a Mothra versus Godzilla versus Mothra in the Heisei. Like there's Mothra versus Batra. Because I think that was supposed to be just like a Mothra movie.
But they include Godzilla.
But what's funny is that Godzilla's like stuck in the middle of this battle. Like he's not even like. What?
Oh yeah, he's just a force of nature
there.
at that point.
He's just because Batra landed on Earth on a meteor. He just happened to land right on Godzilla where he was sleeping.
Oh really?
Yeah,
woke Godzilla up. That's fucking hilarious.
That's why I like because Godzilla's like almost an innocent. Like why am I don't have anything to do with this.
So Batra's the reason Godzilla's stomping on buildings in that movie.
And then Mothra and actually I'm not gonna spoil it, but
okay.
But
I kind of know what happened. Well, not for the pod, I guess.
Yeah, but Godzilla being a hero is just weird.
It's like. I was surprised.
Thanks for giving us radiation poisoning.
Yeah.
Yay!
I was very surprised when I first saw Godzilla 2014. Mm-hmm. When then he was just a good guy, pretty much. At some point, there was a point in the movie where he ultimately became the superhero. Yeah. That movie is like the Man of Steel of Godzilla, in my opinion.
But better.
Oh yeah, but better.
Because it makes sense with Godzilla destroying.
Yeah, exactly. He's a giant behemoth of a monster, of a lizard.
The legendary films,
as big as the buildings he's destroying. Yeah.
The first two of the legendary films, he's more a equalizer.
An equalizer, yeah.
Because the Mutos were parasites, and so is Ghidorah.
Yeah, Godzilla's more like he's an old D type.
Yeah, he's not.
Balancing act.
Yeah.
Balancing out nature.
And then there's Godzilla versus Kong, where they just turned him into a weird monster for no reason.
They turn him into why is he doing this?
And then
this isn't like Godzilla to destroy buildings. Unprovoked, I guess.
Yeah. And you find out because we're building a giant robot Godzilla. But
the legendary monsterverse is all over the place, but it has its moments.
Godzilla, the one I want to show you.
I'm looking forward to King of the Monsters.
That has one of my favorite Godzilla scores in it. The Rodan.
I remember one of our first conversations, I think of 2022, was you showing me that how the composer's room.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's. Yeah, I just love talking about Godzilla, but Hedorah is just kind of I don't know what to. I mean, it's weird as shit.
Yeah.
The music's bad. The main theme is bad. The monster fighting's bad. The plot's bad.
Godzilla's like a superhero. You like Godzilla, don't you? And there's he has an Ultraman action figure with a Godzilla. Ultraman. Godzilla has merch.
Oh yeah,
he has his own merch.
Of course he does
in the universe.
It's just kind of I almost threw up in my mouth a little bit.
From talking about Hedorah.
No, just because I've been drinking Pepsi nonstop. But it's just I feel bad because the Wizards discussion was a little all over the place too, and this I don't know what to say. It's check it out. What did you rate Godzilla versus Hedorah?
I enjoyed it. I give it a 3.5.
I gave it a 2.5 because I thought it was pretty average.
Okay. Yeah.
Right down the middle.
Because 2.5 I feel for both of us is average.
Yeah.
Depending on what. Yeah, pretty much. Generally speaking, 2.5 is the middle of the road.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty. It's mid, as the kids say.
As the kids say.
And 2 is like.
2 is like, I feel like is like when it's like, okay, this is a bad movie.
Yeah, I don't think I. Yeah,
that's the point I get to.
Okay, I just kind of go with this is a
yeah.
I'm not as rigid with my ratings.
One of the most uncommon ratings I see is 1.5. You know, where it's like it's bad, but I'll give it a half star. You know,
it's bad, but there's
extra half. There's something worth. But not good. Not
I enjoyed the
enough,
hot Zoe Saldana alien.
Not bad enough for a 1, but not good enough for a 2. I'll give it a 1.5.
It had a hot Zoe Saldana.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
You know what I want to do right now?
What?
I want to read Avatar fan fiction.
Okay.
Because like I remember I read one. By the way, I read fan fiction. Even like you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah, it's legitimate.
I like finding fan fiction that's better than the movie. Because
is there examples of it? Or?
Yes, I don't have it with me, but like I forgot where I was going with this. I just want to admit. Well, let's be honest. This semester's been hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't know when we're going to be back. There's going to be a Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah, and Brett and I will take the reins on that.
Yeah.
And you'll be back for December.
I have a suggestion.
Yes.
Can I suggest a movie to watch for you guys so I can hear your opinion?
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what that is after we're done recording.
Ooh.
Oh.
Behind the curtain.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, it depends on the movie. It depends on like if like we're really drawn to it, both of us. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we're back.
Hell yeah.
We're back.
So next episode may or may not be Thanksgiving themed. We'll see. If it's Thanksgiving themed, my go-to movies for my 2 picks are American Movie and Sam Raimi's Spider-Man.
Yes. Have you talked to Brett what his film would be?
Either he said in the text it would be either The Menu because it includes people eating, so it's like Thanksgiving, you know, or Knives Out, which is like a great fall November movie. So,
my pick for you guys to watch, would be.
Okay.
It's about. Actually, it's not really anything to do with Thanksgiving, but I just feel like I want to hear you guys' opinions of it.
I feel like Thanksgiving, not just like one of the most prominent scenes in American movies.
It's about family. That's Thanksgiving.
Is the Thanksgiving scene. That's one of like the best parts. But I like how it is one of the great parts in the movie, and it makes me thankful that I'm not Mark Borchardt in the '90s.
Oh well. I haven't seen an American movie in a while. Is that
because he's like, well, you'll hear about it like next time.
Yeah. So thanks for tuning in. We're a bit rusty, I think.
No, I think this was a good episode.
Oh no, it was good, but like me especially, I feel a little rusty myself.
We'll
get back into it.
We'll get back into it.
But we're back.
Hell yeah.
The Goblin boys are back.
All right.
See you next time.
See ya.
Mwah.
Mwah.